Alright, let's go over solving absolute value inequalities. So we're going to have to combine our knowledge for solving absolute value equations and solving inequalities. So let's look at this one. We have this absolute value term by itself. So from here we could split this up where we have m plus 5 and we have a 3. I'm not going to write the sign here yet. And m plus 5 and a negative 3. Alright, so now think back to our rules for inequalities. If we multiply or divide by a negative number, we have to reverse the sign. So for this one, since we're keeping it the same, let's keep the sign the same. But in this one, we switched it from 3 to negative 3, so let's reverse the sign. Alright, so now let's solve. We have minus 5, minus 5. M is greater than negative 2. Then here, minus 5, minus 5. M is less than negative 8. So now if we were to graph this, we have negative 8, negative 2. M is greater than negative 2, so it's an open circle, and everything to the right of it that's greater than negative 2. Then we have M is less than negative 8, so open circle, and to the left. So that would be our solution. Let's take a look at this one. The absolute value of negative 10n is less than 10. So again, the absolute value portion is by itself, so let's make our two different inequalities. Negative 10n is less than 10. Then we have negative 10n. We're going to make this negative, so switch this is greater than negative 10. Alright, so now let's solve. To get n by itself, divide by negative 10, divide by negative 10. So now we divided by negative, this sign flips. N is greater than negative 1. Then here also divide by negative 10, divide by negative 10. Again, we divided by a negative number, so the sign flips. N is less than positive 1. So now let's graph this. Negative 1, 1. N is greater than negative 1, so it's an open circle, and it's to the right of it. N is less than 1, so it's an open circle. Then it's everything to the left of it. So here they overlap. So this is a conjunction, and this one's a disjunction, or, so a good key for this to see when you're going to get a conjunction or not is look at the original inequality. The absolute value, right, when it's by itself, if it makes a less than sign, kind of looks like a C, it's going to be a conjunction. And if it's not, then it's a greater than sign, it's going to be a disjunction, this or, where they go in opposite directions. Okay, let's look at these two. So let's first get this absolute value by itself. So let's multiply both sides by 5. So now I have the absolute value of 4x plus 1 is less than or equal to 25. And this is also absolute value bars. So now since I have this solved for the absolute value by itself, look at this, and this tells me it's going to be a conjunction. But it doesn't matter because if we do all the math correctly, we don't have to worry about it. It's just a little bit of a check. So now split this up into two inequalities. 4x plus 1 is less than or equal to 25. And then 4x plus 1, we're going to make this negative, so flip this, greater than or equal to negative 25. Alright, now let's solve. So minus 1, minus 1. 4x is less than or equal to 24. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X is less than or equal to 6. Alright, now solve this one. Minus 1, minus 1. 4x is greater than or equal to negative 26. Divide by 4, divide by 4. We're dividing by a positive number, so it doesn't get flipped. It stays. X is greater than or equal to negative 26 over 4. And we can reduce this. It's actually negative 13 over 2. Or as a mixed number, it's going to be negative 6 and a half. So if we graphed it, we have 6, negative 6.5. X is less than or equal to 6. So solid at 6 and to the left. Greater than or equal to negative 6.5. So solid and to the right. And we see that it is a conjunction. Alright, let's try this one. So first thing is get the absolute value by itself. So minus 8, minus 8. The absolute value of 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 6. Now let's make our two inequalities. So 2x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 6. 2x minus 8, flip this, is less than or equal to negative 6. And just solve both. And of course we'd expect this to be a disjunction because this does not make a c, it's going the opposite way. So now let's add 8, add 8. 2x is greater than or equal to 14. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is greater than or equal to 7. Then same thing here. Plus 8, plus 8. 2x is less than or equal to positive 2. And divide by 2, divide by 2. X is less than or equal to 1. Alright, so now we could graph this. 1, 7. X is greater than or equal to 7, so it's solid, and it's everything greater. X is less than or equal to 1, so it's solid at 1, and it's everything less. So we see that this is not a conjunction, it is a disjunction, just like we expected, and that's how we solve absolute values inequality equations.